think a lot of people don't take the time to be creative because there's that thought of like, what's the point? What's the point of it for? Why am I being creative, or why am I doing this if I'm not getting anything from it? That's the first thought. But I want to invite you to reframe that mindset of being creative. Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I want to chat really quick about creativity. And this has been on my heart lately because I myself am trying to step more into my own creative endeavors. And I think there's a part of when you are being creative that you're kind of questioning, why am I even doing this? I think we can get really caught up in the thought that we need to be creative for other people. I think a big thing is to be able to make an income from what you create. But I think often we forget to be creative for the sake of being creative, for the sake of just expressing ourselves through an outlet that we are able to feel alive in, that we can spend hours doing and kind of lose track of time, lose track of ourselves because we're so invested into that creative project. Now, obviously, creativity can come in many different forms and is a different outlet in many different ways, i.e. being an artist and painting or creating with clay or thread or making jewelry or being a musician and making music or singing or building houses or editing YouTube videos. You can make little figurines. There's no limit on the ways in which you can be creative. And I think a lot of people don't take the time to be creative because there's that thought of like, what's the point? What's the point of it for? Why am I being creative, or why am I doing this if I'm not getting anything from it? That's the first thought. But I want to invite you to reframe that mindset of being creative and thinking it of like, okay, what outlets did I used to do when I was younger that brought me joy, that I remembered myself doing for hours just because I simply enjoyed doing it, not because Susie wanted to buy it for me for $2. You did it because you just found joy in it and it was fun. And I think as we get older and we become adults and we have responsibilities and we have to go to work and we have to pay the mortgage, we have to feed the kids or make food, feed ourselves, go to the gym. There's so many other things that we have to do, and we only have so much time in the day that we forget to take time to express ourselves in other outlets other than the things that we have to do, obviously, in order to maintain life. There's all these other things, but I think we forget to take time to do things that just feel good. Dancing, listening to music, listening to a podcast, just things that enrich our life. And I found this being highlighted in my life because I feel like I'm being called to be more creative. And, I've had to really identify what I enjoy doing outside of all of the other things that I need to do. And that's making YouTube videos, that's editing, that's making jewelry sometimes. And, this topic came to the surface last night as something that I wanted to talk about because I had recently, in the past couple months, made a line of jewelry that I was really proud of and I had fun making, and I launched it out. I spent time making a website, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I had one sale, and that one sale was my boyfriend and gifting that jewelry set to his mom for her birthday, which I love. I love that, I was being supported in that way. But you would think, I guess, initially that I would be disappointed with the outcome of that scenario. Now, there's, two or several ways in which I could have reacted. I could have been super bummed and upset that, like, no one bought my jewelry, and I could have thought that it was a waste of time, and, like, what's the point, and that, I'm not going to spend my time doing this anymore. But on the other hand, in which I truly feel, I'm like, I had fun making it, and instead of maybe paying for a website, maybe I'll just put my stuff on Etsy, and that way it will be able to see more people other than my Facebook friend and the 100 people who are real people that follow me on Instagram. So I was asked yesterday, if you spend your time doing creative endeavors and nothing comes from it monetarily, would you be upset? Would you be discouraged? And my genuine answer was, I just get excitement and thrill from just creating it. I got excited building my website. I got excited by the thought of making my jewelry. I get excited by the thought of the mystery of how it's going to turn out. Because the journey of doing it is more exhilarating to me than I feel like the outcome, which in most cases is a monetary outcome. I feel like a lot of people are creative, or the fuel behind their creativity is a dollar sign. And my invitation to you is to, like, say fuck that, is to not be creative for other people other than yourself, and to do and be creative for you and only you, and use it as your outlet to express yourself, which is, obviously sounds more like, duh, Maddie, like, yeah, that's why people are creative. But how many people do you see being creative? Not many people. I don't know a lot of people who are creative. I know that there's one girl at my work, love this girl, and she makes her own jewelry. She does crystal wraps. And she makes her own necklaces out of, like, crystals. And I think that's dope. I love when I get to see other people spending their time doing something that lights them up. Aside from, like, watching Netflix. There are so many people that say that they don't have time to be creative. But their time outside of doing the things they have to do is spent trying to escape the reality by watching TV, getting involved in reality TV shows, and getting involved in other people's shitty reality to escape their own, instead of becoming more into themselves and finding out what lights them up and what they have a passion for, and spending time doing that. And then it's even funny when people who are doing that are shitting on people who are being creative, and like, why are you spending time doing that? You're never going to make an income doing that. It's not about the income. It's about expressing yourself and being creative. And I feel like I'm kind of on a rant. This is not scripted. I don't have any notes. These are just my thoughts. But the idea of spending my downtime being more creative, and I don't know, obviously, how many times I've said creative in this video. Probably a lot, obviously, because the video is about being creative, but I just think I really want more people to spend their downtime trying to find more of their passion and something that they are naturally good at, and work on that and do it for themselves, and not do it for anybody else other than themselves. And if that thing is meant to be successful in the monetary realm, then it will be. But I think your passion for that creative outlet is what needs to come first before the money. Because there's a lot of things that you can create, of course, that can make money. But it's about your intention behind it and about your energy behind it. And if you don't enjoy making it, it's not going to feel good. You need to feel good when you're making something. And that's different for everybody. I feel excited when I get to do different angles in my video. And that's just how my mind works. But what I'm trying to say is for you, not for anybody else, not for money, not for fame. Do it because it lights your soul up and you get lost in it. And I think that's what matters. And that's what we really need to get back to doing. Being more childlike, expressing ourselves through these outlets. Alright guys, that's pretty much all I got for today. That's my little pep talk. I hope that you can take something from this and you start reflecting and thinking about all the things you loved doing when you were a kid, and to start dabbling in that more. Take more time. Take an hour on your day off and, doodle or write a song or dance in your living room, because I really think that you'll find joy in it, and the more that you do it, you'll want to do it more and you'll crave it more, and you will make the time for that thing. And I think that there's no downside to doing that. So that's all I have. Thank you for watching. Until next time.